This place is rather gloomy.
Why don't you lighten the mood for us while we're here, then?
I'll see what I can do.
No choice.
This one's mine!
Come and get it!
Searing flame! Reload! It's a duel of the arts!
Here I come!
Empty airborne scoundrels!
Sounds like a job for yours truly!
An astral art?
That's my cue! Do it!
Shut him down! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! No escape! Here I come! Oh, no, no! Double Demon Bang!
Now!
Chill!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Together, that wasn't even a problem.
It'll be a breeze. Get in, get out. Armor won't save you.
You're mine! Slash! Demon Tag! Not today!
Aim for the bright area on their back!
Hurricane!
The flashing part's their weak point!
Strong. Now split it open.
Be my guest!
It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Mega Ray! Tempest Wall!
Can't get out of this.
Leave the enemy's arms to me!
Milk right here.
Charging up!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me.
Got it! Coming through! Ha! Melt! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing arc! Far beyond
Here I go!
I call
Demon
upon
Fang!
thee!
You're mine!
Where are you going?
No escape! Slash! Demon Fang!
Eagle Fire.
The
I will do it!
side
This
river!
is Astral Energy!
Say no more! Shot!
Well done!
Demon Fang! Here I come!
There! One more!
I'm on it! Here I come!
Hurricane.
Burn! Swallow Blade! Demon Fang!
Here, do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Hey! Poodle's quivering! I think we're about to be real lucky!
Hey! New equipment!
Out of our way!
Now you see what I can do.
Strike!
I'm ready!
It's over!
Ha!
Demon Fang!
Here's an Mega Ray!
Demon Fang!
If it cools up, I'll get out of the way.
Arts require complete focus. This one's mine!
Got flyers!
I got this! Let a marksman here go!
Done! All yours!
Tunnel! There!
Mirage!
Again!
Swallow
Mega Ray! Now! Astral Energy!
Say no more! Shot!
Well done!
Demon Fang! Here I come!
I'll stop its charge.
Thanks, Kisara!
Demon Fang!
Here I go!
I'm not done!
We got the advantage.
Good. Just have to make sure we keep it.
Don't worry, because law's on.
Here I come! I'm not done! We did it! Not again! Demon Fang! Do it! Kisara! Commander of Heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone! Must be easy to pick off the bad guys from far off.
It is. I mean, aside from adjusting for movement, wind speed, trajectory...
See? Easy. those rocks that spin?
I never miss.
I'm not done!
The flashing parts are weak
their
points.
defenses!
Glad you have your uses.
I'll show you how useful I can be!
I'll heal you all. Deal for
You're mine!
All right.
Okay!
Take
Hurricane thrust!
I'm on a roll
Now I
now!
can let loose!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Take this! Not today!
Watch this!
You're mine! Swallow blade! Demon fang!
Do it!
Kisara! Commander of heaven!
Phoenix Cyclone!
Now! Take
Use
this!
it! Now you see what I can do!
I'm not done! Lunar Rondo!
Do it!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
Am I on a roll or what?
Well, look who's in a bright and shiny mood.
Gotta regroup! You're mine! I'm not done! I'm not done! Swallow blade! Demon fang!
I'm free! If they come in still!
Seal, can you take care of them?
No, that's done.
We got the advantage! No armor! Stop me!
Remind me to stay on your good side.
I really owe you
The enemy wields art too.
We'll soon see about that.
Now I'm in the groove! Do it!
Charge like that.
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished! Demon fang!
Raging storm!
Take this!
Rip it!
Demon fang! Take this!
There you
They may
swallow
have bit
blade!
off more than I could chew.
Demon fang!
Swallow dance!
Swallow blade!
Searing tempest, and then my will!
Strike!
Arrow squall! Flare tornado! It's time to finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! I'll
Demon
heal you
fang!
all!
Take this!
Healing
Demon fang!
I'm sorry to be a bother.
We've all got enough on our plate.
Yes, ma'am! Now you see what I can do!
I'm not done! Swallow blade! Demon fang!
Do it! Do it! Finesse astral energy!
Say no more!
Wow, look what I just found.
Demon fang! Take this!
Illuminate the dark!
Eat dirt!
Annihilate the hurricane! Into the shadows!
Demon fang!
Can't get out of this!
Radiant here! I can take his armor!
Demon fang!
Here, let me help! Where are you going? You got company!
Demon fang!
Here's a healing
I'm not
arm!
done.
First aid!
Slash! Demon fang!
I'll crush you! Lightning reflexes! Tenebrous claw!
Lightning command!
Move it!
Far enough!
I'm on escape!
Thunderblade! Now!
Demon claw! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
See that?
That training's paying off! Demon fang! Strike!
Now you see what I can do!
No escape! Demon fang!
I'll do it! You're mine now!
Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade!
Illuminate the
fang!
shall escape my judgment! Holy land!
You're all for pain.
Freezing storm!
Here I come! Slash! Swallow blade!
Tempest!
Demon fang! Ignite!
Now!
More! Look sharp! Lightning tiger blade! Demon fang!
Roll now!
You're mine! Swallow blade! Demon fang!
Let's refrain from losing.
What the hell is that thing?
Probably that monster Nath warned us about, if I had to guess.
Do you think this might have been where one of those lights that shot out of the wedge landed?
But why this location? If the purpose of the wedge is to harvest Dana's astral energy.
We can figure that out later. If that thing gets into town, it's going to cause chaos. We need to take it down and move on. Let's go! This one's tough, but we have no choice.
Let me know if you need healing.
Here it comes! Focus!
On your toes, everyone!
Suddenly turning tail doesn't seem so ridiculous.
Why? Are you scared?
Me? Are you?
Do you even have to ask? Of course I'm scared!
Focus up before we become that thing's lunch.
It's summoning Dougal? Take care of them while keeping an eye on it!
Watch it!
Take this!
Armor won't save you!
No escape!
Here's a healing arc!
Swallow blade!
Eat this!
No escape!
I'll never miss!
It's on! Burn in hell! Swallow blade!
Anything in armor is all mine! I'm on a roll now!
This one keeps charging us!
That's what my shield's for. Get behind me!
Got it! I'll leave it to you!
Here's a healing arc!
In a bind?
I'm not done!
You're mine! There you go! Don't let up!
Come and face me! Soaring light spear! Hurricane thrust! Try harder!
Take this!
Swallow blade!
Now you see what I can do!
Astral energy!
It's finished!
Let's do it!
Burn in hell!
Just for you!
Rising Viper! Lunar
Prepare to be seen!
Swallow blade!
Demon can't get out of this! Big blast!
Demon punch!
In here, healing circle! This'll come in handy!
Now I can let loose!
Take Bolero!
Annihilation! Freeze!
Demon punch!
This one's mine!
No escape!
Let's go
Demon
now!
punch! Long! Look sharp! Lightning
Tiger
Tiger
Blade!
Blade!
See that?
That training's paying
Hold
off!
on to your heart! Here I come!
Here I come! Demon Fang!
Ready to...
Stay away from my friend!
A new lease on life!
Take this!
Lightning Extend!
Demon Fang!
Here's a healing arc!
Not today!
Now for something
Prepare to be seen!
Demon Fang!
Moon
Crash
Legend!
you!
Crush!
I'll take it from here. Let's see how you handle this! Deus Roar! Here,
Demon
let me
Fang!
help. Blazing Cascade! In here!
You pay for that!
Beyond the darkest sky!
You're mine!
Call upon thee! Ready to go! Shooting star! One more time! Tornado! It looks like you got this one covered. Healing circle!
There you go! I feel like me
I don't know what
Perhaps now isn't the time?
I really don't. Demon Fang!
Holy Lance!
Not today!
By the power of water!
Now you
Swallow blade! Demon Fang!
Firmament Render!
Demon Fang!
Here, let me help.
Wind!
Arrow
Dragon Shell!
Water Energy! Far beyond the darkest skies!
Demon Fang!
Powered Hurricane! Anything in armor is all
No
mine!
escape!
Take Bolero!
Demon Fang! No escape!
Light Astral Energy!
It's weakened! Smash you!
This ends now! Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
Here come more!
We'll just have to keep fighting. The enemy wields arts too.
We'll soon see about that!
This isn't ideal.
Sorry.
Not my fight.
None shall escape my judgment! Sometimes the best medicine is the toughest to swallow, too.
Take this!
What the?
Here I come!
No pace swallow far enough!
The healing of purity!
Glacial spear.
Here's evil!
Take this! Swallow good!
Healing circle!
Can't be happening.
Thanks, Shia.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
Freeze laser!
Demon Fang!
You get the gist. Air style! Don't mind if I do.
Eagle fly!
I'm not done!
Let me see what I can
You're
do!
to be let free!
Here goes.
You're mine! Eat dirt!
First aid! What would I do without
Take
you?
this!
This one's mine. Thunder Beetle! This is it. Hard blood! Our magic is
Leave
out.
the charges to me.
I'll tear you apart! No, I won't give in!
Looks like you came to my rescue again.
You need to be careful. With the blazing sword and Weapon Fang.
Shia.
Lunar Rider! I'm not hurt!
Here I go.
Demon Fang!
Come forth, the helix of purity! All that may want. Come forth, the helix! Here goes lightning descent!
Glacial
Demon
spear.
Fang!
Here's evil!
Demon
Magic
Fang!
is there!
This one's all mine!
Lightning descent!
Here I come!
Light up from this abyss!
Swallow
Blah
blade!
blah blah! Magic! Resuscitation! Holy land!
Not done yet!
I'll heal you all! Healing circle! Thanks so much! Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Now I can
Yeah,
let loose!
you too. First aid!
Reinforcements incoming.
Not a problem.
All cases here and now! Ready and raring!
Not on my watch!
This should do it!
Healing circle! Can't be swallowed! Back into
Ignite!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't be a
No
complaint
further.
out here.
Nope, that'd be silly.
No more playing nice!
I'm not done!
Lightning orb!
Demon Fang!
They're all coming after me!
I'm coming, Renwell! In an instant! Impact Claw!
I'll bring you back to... Depths abyss! Resuscitation! Back into the fray!
Not done yet!
Lightning! Hold on to your heart! Here I come!
Swallow this! That's like it does it! I let you all down.
I could do without this pain!
Here! I'm... Sorry. Ready to go!
You're bruised all over. Did you even notice?
Guess I got carried away.
I'm not always going to be around to heal you, you know.
Okay.
Tiger Blade!
Try harder! Demon Fang!
One more! Mega Ray! Annihilate!
fight!
Just what the
Arch
doctor
being
ordered.
interrupted.
You're mine!
In a bind.
Lunar corruption!
Demon Fang!
Lunar blast!
Demon
I'll
Fang!
heal you all!
You're mine! Demon Fang!
Their arcs were interrupted.
Arch shield!
And just like I'm back in it.
Start by holding the front line.
No sooner
Been done.
Demon Fang!
I never miss!
a thrilling story.
Into the shadows!
Take this! Swallow Blade! Knock it! Demon Fang!
Let's keep up the pressure!
Inferno crossing!
Demon Fang!
Crossing! Eagle ray! Mega ray!
Take this!
Can you take it?
Far enough!
Swallow Blade!
Flash.
Demon Fang!
Reflect on that
Strike!
thing. Big Smite with black.
My
Swallow
head's
Blade!
spinning just
This
watching
one's
you!
all mine!
Strike!
Slash!
Mega ray!
Demon!
Execution.
Annihilation!
Going in.
This one's mine!
Demon Fang!
Falling short!
Raging. You require a hand.
I'm not done! Eat
Tiger
this!
blade! Heal you all!
Swallow Blade!
Fluidity of your
Demon
movement
Fang!
is simply incredible.
You're mine! Demon Fang! Slash! Swallow Blade! Demon Fang!
Dragon Blade.
Instant!
Where was I?
Try harder!
Lunar corruption! Gemini
Here
Ultra!
I come! Slash! Swallow Blade! Demon Fang! You may be
Make it rain!
Showing! This one's got your name on it!
Action to action.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss! Resuscitation! It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Everyone all right?
We won't surrender. We won't retreat. Not yet.
Whatever you do, just please stay safe.
No rest. For the wicked.
How are we supposed to take on something so big?
I'll handle it. Just
Alpha.
watch and learn. That's enough! Go back down! Everyone okay?
Yeah, I think so.
That thing scared the pants off me.
It felt like it had a different aura than other Zeugles, didn't it?
Yeah. It wasn't like the one that Almadria sicked on us either.
Its elemental astral energy variance was out of this world. It was like fighting a lord.
I guess it's safe to assume that if it came out of the wedge, it must have played some part in helping harvest astral energy. But what?
Perhaps a living spirit vessel? It's plausible, given the location. Or it may be part of a new force dispatched to regain control of Dana.
If we assume that monster was one of the 4 beams of light, we must have prevented something from taking place here.
I'd like to think so, knowing how much grief it gave us. But at least with that out of the way, we can keep moving forward now. Let's go.
I've still got a ways to go.
Hey, is that it over there?
You can never be too prepared. But did we...
Alphen?
Did you remember something?
No, but I have seen this starship before. This is it. This is the ship I traveled in when I escaped from Lenegis.
Three centuries later, and it's no worse for wear. I'll take a look at the internals.
Damn! I'm amazed it still works at all after all this time.
The past meets the present. I really am from a different time and place.
Yeah, but you've got us now, Alphen.
Not only that, but you've helped out so many people, too.
Law's right. Rinwell too. You're one of us now. No more carrying the weight of history on your shoulders. You're a part of this world.
Right. Thanks, you guys.
How's it look?
It should fly. All internal systems seem to be operating. However, considering how long it's remained inactive, I suspect it will take some time before it's ready for takeoff.
How much time are we talking here?
Starship mechanics are not what I'd call my forte, so I'd rather not hazard a guess.
So we've just got to sit around here and wait? I'm terrible at waiting.
That's because you're a child. Oh, but how about we use this time to prepare and gather supplies for the trip?
Good idea. Who knows when we'll be back from Lenegis once we leave? We should prepare ourselves for every possible scenario before we go.
Let's try not to stay away too long. I'd hate for anything to happen to the place while we're gone.
Either we race ahead, or we take due precaution to ensure we have no regrets. I shall leave it up to you as to how we proceed, Alphen.
Works for me.
It's funny, isn't it?
What is?
All this. When we first started this thing, did you ever imagine we'd be going to Lenegis? After all, this is the sort of thing I was rebelling against when I ran away from home, right?
I'm sure Zephyr would be proud if he knew what his son was doing right now.
And a little shocked, too.
We're defying the order of things that have persisted for 300 years. Deep down, I knew our journey would lead to confronting Lenegis.
Yeah, you maybe, but you're a Renan. The rest of us can barely even picture what it means to leave Dana.
No offense to Shion and Dohalim, but it's worth remembering we're heading into enemy territory.
No offense taken. And this is no picnic for me, either.
Remember, our aim is to ensure that both Lenegis and the Renan homeworld leave Dana alone for good. I don't think we'll be able to avoid a fight.
Is there no way we can talk them into leaving us alone?
The people of Lenegis?
Sure. I mean, we found a way to make it work with Shion and Dohalim, right? And it's not just us. If places like Menancia can do it, then why can't we?
Because there are still many of my kind who believe it was right and natural that Rena reigns over Dana. There are those on Lenegis who have never stepped foot on Dana. I doubt whether they'd even listen to Danans.
Look, none of us want to fight. But these are the same people who fired that wedge down on Dana. What happens next is on them.
Right. We're not going to sit back and wait for them to oppress us again.
Right.
Don't forget, there's also a good chance the Red Woman is somewhere on Lenegis. And wherever she is, we should find the Renaissance too.
That's right. If we can take it back, then Shion can finally get rid of her thorns. Shion?
Huh? Yeah.
Where? Shion? Where'd Shion go? How could she just go off on her own? Shion. Shion!
It's your thorns? But why? You okay? Just now, it looked like you used your maiden powers to suppress your thorns. You can really do that?
Stay out of my way.
Wait a second. Are you planning to go alone?
Shut up!
Why would you do this?
I told you to shut up!
I won't let you.
I mean it.
I refuse to let you.
I won't tell you again. Move or I'll shoot.
If that's the case, then go ahead and shoot me!
Do you remember back when I was stabbed? By Volron?
Yeah. I thought for sure that he had killed you back there.
That wasn't the first time. The first time was when I was only a child. After that, no matter how often, I just couldn't die.
Couldn't die? So you're immortal? How's that even...
I believe you, Shion. But tell me how... How is something like that possible?
My thorns. They're me, but at the same time not. They're part of me. I have no idea why, but my thorns will never let me die. At least not before I'm meant to.
You can't die before your death?
When my thorns free themselves, it will be my death. I've seen it. A darkness that swallows up everything until nothing remains. It's a vision of oblivion I can't escape. I want to believe it's all just a bad dream. But no matter what I tell myself, I know it's not.
Yeah, but you... Wait. The whole reason you needed the Renaissance was to get rid of your thorns, right?
If I burn away what's inside, then what will happen to the rest of me? Right. Either way you look at it, I'm going to die. But if I am going to die, I figure I can at least take my thorns out with me. That's what I've been after this whole time.
That's why you turned your back on your fellow Renans and chose to fight with us, isn't it? And while we've all been fighting to keep on living, you have been with us fighting desperately to die.
That was the plan. But then I met all of you. And before I knew it, I didn't want to die anymore.
Shion, don't lose hope yet. We'll find a way to save you. There's still time to.
It's pointless.
Why?
Because the darkness won't just consume me. The truth is, it will consume all of existence as well. It was only a suspicion at first. But ever since the Red Woman triggered my maiden powers, I've been more certain than ever before. It was then that I finally came to realize my powers were holding my thorns in check the entire time. But they don't anymore. Not since Lenegis, when the wedge fell. Every day, I feel the thorn's power growing stronger inside of me. Pretty soon, I won't be able to hold them back anymore. And when that happens,
They will consume all existence.
And that's why you wanted to leave by yourself. You planned to find the Renaissance on your own and sacrifice yourself to stop the thorns.
but that's too much. It's way too much. When this all began, I didn't care what happened to me or anyone else. And what happened to the Renans or the Danans didn't matter to me at all. I know I have to die, but I don't want to. Not now that I have this. I wish we had never met. Then I wouldn't have to feel this way.
Shion!
Help it.
Living for the sake of dying is no better than being enslaved. How can you endure this? It's not fair. I don't care what anybody says. I won't let it happen. We can fight this. We'll fight until the end together. what you said to me before?
Even if it should mean that it'll be the end of everything else, too?
Shion, what do you want? It's your decision, ultimately. But if you decide not to fight fate, I will. Even if I have to do it alone.
No, you won't be alone. I'll fight as well.
Count me in as well. I want to be a force for good, not hate.
And me too. I meant it with all of my heart when I told you before. Neither of you are alone in this at all.
You guys...
And I, for one, don't believe this venture is without hope.
Huh?
Shion is the descendant of a maiden from 300 years ago. Given the circumstances, it seems very likely that those events have some connection to her thorns. The true nature of which, I imagine we will discover as we make our way to Lenegis and uncover the truth of what's unfolding here.
I take it you mean we might find a way to get rid of her thorns and she'll live?
It's certainly possible. Though I suspect the nature of the Sovereign is connected somehow.
So be it. I've already lost everything I had once. And I won't let it happen again. Shion. No matter what happens from now on, we're right here with you. All of us are. You are not alone.
You guys... You're all so stubborn. Thank you, everyone. For right now, and a little while longer, I just want to hold on to this dream. And most of all, more than anything else, I want to be with all of you. So let's go. On to Lenegis.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her. Everything that's happened seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice we all heard while we were inside the wedge, don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying? But why would they want to destroy the entire world?
As for that, I really cannot say for certain. Its goals still remain a mystery. It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain it thus far.
You know, I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the final picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you. You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
Agreed. It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it. Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close. I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her. No matter what.
Yeah, with all of us together, there's nothing we can't handle. Shion, the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is. Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me, and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
Shion.
But then, I realized I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road ahead, Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Looks like we made it here in one piece.
Little help!
Wow! Look what I just found. That's no ordinary stray there.
We'd best stay out of its way for now.
Little help!
Demon Plant! Try harder! Here I come! Swirl Blade! Demon Plant!
As if the normal creepy clones. Disgusting enough.
Prepare to be seen!
Go for the weak point!
Slash! Demon Plant! Rising Wyvern!
Now I'm in the
Try
groove.
harder!
Gemini Aqua!
Blue escape!
Now you see what I can do.
Demon
Weak
Plant!
astral energy!
I'll stop its charge!
Thanks, Kisara! Where are you going? Go flash!
This one's all mine!
It looks like you got this one covered!
Goodbye!
Sweet now!
Burn in hell! Demon Plant!
Healing
Swirl
circle!
Blade! Demon Plant! No
Need
further!
to pull myself
Here I
together.
come! I'm not done!
There you go! Don't let up! I owe you, Tion. Healing is what my art do best. All my can do is cause havoc and destruction.
Take this!
I can carve through. Now I'm in the groove.
Lunarondo! It's on!
Amazing.
Take this! I'm not done! Slash! Rising Wyvern! You picked the wrong fight!
Here, let me help. Lightning orb!
Oh, now you're talking.
Mine.
Demon Panic! Rising Wyvern!
Tear you apart.
Radiant Flying Lancer! Fire coming!
Here I come!
Annihilation!
Struck! Here I come! Demon Panic! Rising Wyvern!
Illuminate the dark!
Coming through! Ha! Now! Scarlet Inferno!
Here's a healing
It's
arm!
on!
You're mine!
It was never about
Ha! Burn! Take it, Knuckle! Swallow Blade! Blue Escape! Rising Wyvern! Lunarondo! Now! Freely!
Take it down!
I can carve through armor.
Freeze Lancer!
Rising Wyvern!
Let the marksman
You're
handle
on!
this! Sleep now!
Try harder!
First aid!
Blue
Where are
Escape!
you going?
Slash! Swallow Blade! Try harder!
Now I'm in the
Not
groove.
from
I'm not
my
done!
blood
The
light!
flame inside me yearns to be let free! Demon Panic! Here I come! Not today!
Do it!
Still!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'll heal you!
Here I come! Demon Panic! Swallow Blade!
More healing needles! Here you go! Confiscated!
Okay, here I come!
I don't know what I gave up.
The enemy is going all out!
Perhaps now isn't the time?
Keep calm and take them down!
Now or never. Take this!
In a bind?
You're finished! It's done! Take this! Ignite! Lunar Rock!
Denied!
Here I come! You're on!
It's about to strike!
Look sharp, everyone!
Now!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade!
See that?
That training's paying off!
Come forth and heal us! Security!
I've let you all down.
You'll pay for that!
Thanks, Shion.
Be careful not to overdo it.
I'm sorry. I'll do better.
I'm not done! Rising Wiper! You're mine! Burn! Here I come!
Dear, you're all in pain.
Stream of pain!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you drowning?
Can't be happening! Demon Pepper! You're mine! I'm not done!
A new lease on life!
This isn't looking good! Demon Peg! Demon Peg!
The enemy is going all out! Here's the evil!
Try harder! My turn!
Can't get out of this!
Rising Wiper!
Let the marksman handle this!
Burn in hell!
Healing circle!
No! Can't end here!
So much for sitting this fight out.
That wouldn't win and play them.
Nope, that is silly.
Not done
Here,
yet!
let me help!
I'll smash you!
What would I do without you? A banana!
Demon Peg!
Will! Flare!
Watch this!
Confiscated!
I'm not
Here,
done!
let me help!
Rising Wiper!
Not my finest.
Stay away from my friend! Demon Peg!
Take this!
Here's a healing art!
And more of this and I'll burn out!
In a bind?
I'm not done!
Illuminate the
Lunar Rock!
Denied!
Out of ammo!
Try harder! Now! You're the flame inside me! Yours to be let free!
Healing circle! Let it to the
You're
fray!
mine! Okay, here I go!
They're crumbling!
Now beat the crap out!
The lady will stay on your good side!
Save you!
Water! Hear my call! Here's a good kill! Flame of raging fire! Here's the evil! Free! I'll be saving this one! Here's a healing art! First
No
aid!
further!
A banana! Where are you going?
Rising Wiper! This one's
They're
all
not
mine!
playing around!
Here I come! Try harder! Demon Peg!
I'm sorry to be bothered.
We've all got enough of it.
Yes, ma'am.
Take this! No! Can't end here!
Celestial hammer! Ice from death to bid! Celestial hurricane!
It's time.
Far beyond
I can
the
carve
darkest
through
sky.
armor.
I call upon thee!
I owe you one.
Oh, did you hear
Demon
it?
Peg!
Shooting distance!
This!
Dance in the wind! In here!
Demon Peg! Thrust! Try harder!
That'll bring you down!
Take this! Thrust!
It's weakened! Far enough!
This ends now!
Instant!
Rising Wiper! This one's all mine!
Now! This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I've been doing really great lately.
We finally made it. Yeah! What?
Right. Afraid not.
Right.
Yeah!
Looks like we get to sleep with a roof. Oh. Over our heads.
Hey, that... We finally made...
I see. Right.
Hey.
I feel like somebody's watching us.
Maybe...
Hey!
Well...
Right.
Yeah!
All right.
We finally made it.
That Zoogle looks tough,
I think... We're game for it, yeah.
Gotta break through.
Hear me! Flame of
Burn! Be careful, everyone. This This one isn't
You're
normal.
really, really strong, Captain.
I'm just trying to do the
Flash
best.
parts their weak point still. Reassuring to have you around.
As impressive as always.
Here I hope nobody improves.
No, I mean, you're even better than ever.
I've never seen Xion actually look flustered.
Escape! Burn it! I could do without this pain.
Eat this!
Demon Fang! I'm on it! Here I come!
Here's evil! Freeze Lancer!
Demon Fang!
Leave the enemy's arts to me!
No place here!
Escape! Demon Fang! Flash! Swallow Blade! I'm not done!
Outstanding form!
This one's all mine! You're mine! Swallow Blade! Burn!
Why'd you heal me?
To stop you dying?
Right.
Can't get out of this!
Mirage!
I'll heal you all!
Demon
All
Fang!
disasters made one! Thanks for the healing.
Watch yourself, okay?
Yeah, you too.
Armor won't save you!
Now's our chance!
Swallow Blade! Soaring Light Spear! Mirage! This one's all mine! Demon Fang!
You shouldn't have messed with me!
Dragon show!
Take this! Demon Fang! Burn! Burn! Demon Fang!
Eat this! Radiant
Prepare to be steel!
Glimmer Flash!
Swallow Blade!
I'm sorry to be bothered.
We've all got enough on our plates.
Yes, ma'am! Come and get it!
You're mine!
Here I
Take
am!
this! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rocket!
Ready and ready!
Stardust!
Smash you! Now I'm in the groove!
Go dead! Blue Escape! Rising Wyvern! Demon Fang!
Burning!
Glacial Spear!
Rising Wyvern!
Do it!
Look sharp! Lightning Tiger Blade! Swallow Blade!
Crumble!
Demon Fang! Swallow Blade! Mirage! Swallow Blade!
Shattering of
Soaring Light Spear! Kick it!
May a thousand gales
you!
carry my annihilation!
Try harder!
I'm on it!
Here I come!
In a vine?
I'll heal you!
Flash!
Raging
Demon Fang!
First strike! The enemy is going all out!
Here comes the big one!
Everything!
I won't lose. Not now, not ever.
Eat this!
Okay, here I go.
Dragon shell!
Take this!
Render!
Eat dirt!
Eagle of
You're mine!
Just getting
Demon Fang! Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rocket!
Looks like you got this one covered!
Soaring Light Spear!
It was nice while it lasted.
Prepare to be sealed! You're mine!
Can't get out of this! Ready and ready!
You're
I'll
mine!
be saving this one! Blah, 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 amazing! Not long to go now.
We couldn't have done it without you, Winwell.
Thanks!
Armor won't save
Come
you!
on! Let's see when we get in there and finish this fight!
Yours to be let free!
What would I do without you? This is the way I want to
I don't know what I'd do without you.
Magic is
I really don't.
This one's mine!
Denied! Flash! Demon! Demon Fang! Now, while it's reeling!
Take it down!
Rising Wyvern! Lunar Rocket! No further!
Eat this!
This one's all mine!
Here's the evil!
Burn! Swallow Dance! Swallow Blade!
Freeze Lancer!
Now take!
Rising Wyvern!
Here's a healing art!
Mirage!
This ends now!
Consider yourself finished!
I'm even stronger than before.
We should be able to cook here.
Dohalim, care if I hang out for a while? Another fine day for journeying, huh?
Tell me, do you ever find yourself tiring of the vagabond existence?
It's better than being enslaved, that's for sure. I get to pick my own destination, for starters. You don't get those luxuries as a slave.
Shackle a man's feet, and you put a clamp on his heart as well.
Then there was the food. Gross slop that left you in a permanent state of hunger. Ugh, you wouldn't believe the things I ate to keep from starving. What about you? This must all sound pretty alien to someone who used to be a lord.
Is that a hint of interest in my past I detect?
I guess that's one way to put it.
Well, certainly starvation was never a concern I had to contend with. The day-to-day grind was largely taken care of for me. I even had help getting in and out of clothes. All that was required of me was standing still while looking solemn.
That's quite the downgrade you've made. It's a wonder you don't sound more bitter.
This might surprise you, but I actually don't find our current situation all that disagreeable. My own hardships paled in comparison to yours, granted. But life as a lord came laden with its own restrictions. Forgive me. Such complaints must sound like feeble extravagances to a Danon.
True, Renan opulence doesn't feature high on my sympathy list. Then again, yours isn't exactly a normal case.
I suppose it's not. Sometimes, I can't help but wonder how much easier life would have been without the trappings of nobility.
You really mean that?
Pay me no heed. Not but the ramblings of a privileged eccentric. Whatever my past, it has led to my being here. That is all the reality I need concern myself with. I suppose we should call it a day. Once we finish eating, we should get going.